I've seen plenty of snakes, and after you encounter a copperhead and it turns you ghostly white, every stick, every pine limb looks like another one.
The copperhead, one of 2 poisonous snakes in the region, while not aggressive, is easily mistaken for a stick or leaves. This dangerous-looking character is the hognose snake. Non-poisonous and harmless, he puffs himself up and flattens out like a cobra to ward off predators.
I see danger in North Georgia because our city, the city of Atlanta, is spreading northward more heavily than other directions.
By some estimates, the city of Atlanta lost 62% of its tree cover between 1972 and 1996. This does not bode well for the future of the North Georgia mountains, and there is much to be lost. Dix Creek offers a few choices. You can view the waterfall from the trail or from a kayak on the Chattooga River.
Just here in Rabun County alone, you realize that the ones that have names that you can go visit, there may only be a couple of dozen, but when you get off the trail and you do hiking on your own and you get in the backcountry, you find dozens of waterfalls very quickly that don't have names.
Mud Creek is a waterfall impressive in overall stature and in its small details. It's easy to see why Minnehaha tops several lists of the most beautiful waterfalls in the state of Georgia. Denton Branch, near the tiny mountain community of Tate City, is the easiest of several nearby waterfalls to visit in the Tallulah River Basin. Although a few rare confirmed cougar sightings still occur, the best chance you have of seeing this once native predator is in a place like the Western North Carolina Nature Center outside Asheville.
Every time you go visit them, they're different. They have a personality that changes. In the summertime, when the water's low, it's maybe a little more intimate setting. Everything is green and lush, and you go in the wintertime or the spring after a heavy rain and they're booming, but there's always something different.
You could hike to the same waterfall every day and make 365 different photographs.
I started seeking out waterfalls because to me they're the epitome of beauty in the southern mountains.
In his books, Mark Morrisson calls the waterfalls of the Southern Appalachians gems, each faceted differently and each in a unique setting. Helton Creek Falls certainly fits that category. At 729 feet, Amicalola Falls is the highest in the region. Depending on rainfall, the view from the bottom is not always the best. The view from the top, however, is always outstanding. The falls on Pocket Branch tell you that the geology of western Georgia is vastly different from the eastern Blue Ridge. Here, cold water limestone deposits called travertine create unusual shapes like stalagmite formations and caves.
Quite often, most people overestimate their ability to find their way around in the woods. So what may look like an easy trail or one that's not very difficult to follow at one time of the year could be very difficult another time of the year.
The trail leading to the two waterfalls in Cloudland Canyon is consistently challenging. Rest up, climb out is a tough one. For the less masochistic, White Oak Branch, a wet weather fall, can be seen from the canyon overlook near the parking lot.
These are national treasures, they really are, and they've been relatively untouched over time because loggers could not get into them because of the steepness of their coves, the difficult terrain surrounding them, and have people haul a can of spray paint in and deface them it is akin to defacing a national monument.
That person that goes down the road here and throws a tin can into the Stokoa Creek, it may be 5 or 6 miles from the river, but eventually it's going to end up down there.
That unmistakable sound belongs to the timber rattler. Like the copperhead, it's a pit viper and is poisonous. The rattle, while fearsome, is just the snake's way of telling you that he'd rather be left alone. The timber rattler also comes in a black model.
The Falls of the Cumberland Plateau are my favorite geographic location because they're so unique. You have caprock waterfalls that carve out large alcoves and sinkholes and caves and rugged canyons cut by these creeks and rivers. And they're just awesome.
Little River Canyon contains the only river in America, Little River, to begin and run its entire length on the same mountain, the nearly 100-mile-long Lookout Mountain. At an average depth of 400 feet, Little River Canyon is the deepest canyon east of the Mississippi. At 125 feet, Grace's High Falls is the tallest waterfall in Alabama. The Smoky Mountains of Tennessee offer the Sinks, a popular local swimming hole, and Meigs, a nearly hidden fall a few miles downstream. Although not nearly as menacing as a rattlesnake, a wild turkey exploding into flight at 50 miles an hour can give you quite a scare. Otherwise, he's harmless. Coker Creek is a nice warm-up to several of the more impressive waterfalls in the Tellico Plains area of the Cherokee National Forest. Baby Falls on the Tellico River, just sit back and watch the excitement. Although exciting, it's still a very dangerous area.
Never put yourself in a situation where if you fall at that point, you're going to die.
These hikers at Ozone Falls are one misstep away from a serious accident. That's a long way down. Fall Creek Falls State Park is a regular one-stop shopper for excellent waterfalls. The 256-foot-tall Fall Creek Falls is the highest free-falling waterfall in the East.
Well, there are a lot of waterfalls that are in areas that are very sensitive to human encroachment. When you get hundreds of people coming down the trail and they all want the same look, they want to get closer and all, it's very, very easy for things to get trampled down. Limbs get broken, people use roots for grab handles, things of that nature. And it doesn't take very long at all before the entire environment around an area like this can just really get ruined.
If you're a plant lover, leave the plants alone. Take pictures of them because you're not going to transplant something from this unique environment into your yard. It's not going to last.
I would encourage the people to go talk to the rangers, get out the maps, and search out some of these less visited places.